Hi friends, welcome to the subsequent session of SOAP web service, exposing a SOAP web service using IIB. So the first part of exposing the SOAP web service using IIB was related to WSDL creation by making use of IIB toolkit. In this part, I am going to make use of the WSDL and create an application which would be used to expose the SOAP web service. So you see here we created a WSDL file. So in order to see how to create a WSDL file, you have to follow my previous video. My previous video is already uploaded. So please see the steps how to make use of this WSDL and create a application. So in order to create the application by making use of this WSDL file, you have to choose this option new here in the application development. Beside the application development, you see new option which is specially used for quick starts. So you go to this option, new option, and then you make use of quick start from WSDL and or XSD files. So you choose this option because you have a WSDL file ready. You just need to create application by making use of this WSDL file. So you're not going to create an integration service. You're going to create an application. So the application name, let's give the application name is addition application. Next. So where is the WSDL file? The WSDL file is a part of this particular message set project. Up till now, it's in independent resources under this calculator message set project. So you have to choose that. So you have to choose the calculator underscore message set project where you find the WSDL file. It's asking select WSDL and or XSD files to create initial contents. So this is where you have the WSDL file. So I've chosen this. Next, and then it will directly show up if there are WSDLs in that particular message set project, which in this case it has. It will show up the WSDL name. It's already checked, and it's asking like the binding type is HTTP binding type. Finish. So now you can see this addition application is created. It has some schema definitions. The SOAP XSD will have all the SOAP specific envelope. The SOAP message will have its associated schema definition, which will contain like the SOAP envelope, SOAP body, SOAP fault, everything would be contained as the components of the SOAP XSD. If you want to see, you can see it. Let's open this and then go to the source view. See, this is what SOAP XSD looks like. Okay, so and then we have the other envelope specific XSDs and everything. These are not mandatory for us to discuss right now. We have the inline XSD, which is specifically used for this WSDL. See, calculator message set service inline XSD. This is very important. So it will have all the request and response message format. How does it look like? What does the request message have as parameters? What does the response message have as a parameters? Everything. What does the error message have the parameters? Everything would be mentioned in the inline schema. And then we have XML XSD and the WSDL definition. This is a WSDL definition. So under this application, there's a message flow is also created when you created an application. So you can rename this particular message flow. The default name would be myflow.messageflow. You can just rename it. You can rename as addition mf dot message addition dot, let's say msg flow message flow, the extension. Okay, so let me close all this open so that it will not be confusing for you. Now what you have to do, the first step is you will not drag and drop the SOAP nodes which are present here. See, once you choose this message flow, the palette opens with the categories of the nodes. The web service is a place where you have the SOAP input and SOAP reply node. What we are going to do right now is exposing a SOAP based web service. For this purpose, we don't need to drag and drop SOAP input and SOAP reply node manually. You just choose you just open the message flow, and then you can see the canvas here, white canvas here. You just have to drag and drop the WSDL file. So drag and drop the WSDL file, and here you will see a wizard which will ask you what you want to do. You want to expose a message flow or invoke a web service. So expose message flow as web service or invoke web service from a message flow. So from a message flow, you want to invoke a web service or expose a message flow as part of the web service, as web service. So we'll go with this option, expose. And then what is the binding operation? Addition is a binding operation we have. Next. So node type to be used by the web service. You can expose a SOAP web service by making use of SOAP nodes or HTTP nodes. But if you make use of SOAP nodes, the inbuilt capability of validation is available. For HTTP nodes, you have to make some configurational changes for HTTP nodes for the validation to be done. So I make use of SOAP nodes, finish. Then you can see a message flow which is created. This message flow, how does it basically work? So when a SOAP message is sent by making use of a tool like SOAP UI. SOAP UI is a tool which is used to test a web service. So in this case, it's a SOAP based web service. So do remember that you need to have SOAP UI to test it, or you can use any other tools to test the SOAP web service. So in this case, when we try to shoot a request by making use of SOAP UI as a client, then what happens is that the SOAP input is the starting point to process that request. So this would be the protocol specific endpoint. HTTP is the protocol. So the input request, when it comes out of the SOAP input node, it tries to enter this subflow. This is a subflow specific node. You can see it under construction. Under construction, you have input and output, right? So these two nodes combine to form a subflow. So when you click this, you will have the subflow, input and output subflow nodes. And what is this meant for? So when a message comes out through a SOAP input node, it would be completely as a SOAP format. It will have its context, it will have its header portion, and then it will have its actual message content, which will be an XML message. In this case, it's a request which is containing two integers, integer A, integer B. So context will have all the information about the SOAP envelope, like what are the parts of like the SOAP envelope contains. It will be in the context part. Header, as I told, it contains metadata information, like how the application wants the message to be processed. Those information would be kept in the header, and header is not a mandatory, it's an optional field. Once you want to implement some security, message level security, you make use of a header portion by giving web service security specific message in the header portion. So you see the out terminal is leading to the subflow. So the message is sent to the subflow, and then in the subflow you have SOAP extract node. This SOAP extract node is going to extract the envelope part of the SOAP message and just send the body of the message. So once it extracts the envelope, what it is going to do, it's going to send the body of the message. So if you see here, there are two terminals, out and failure. So if at all during the extraction it encounters failure, it's going to send the message to the failure output node. when it is successful, it sends to the appropriate operation. So after extracting the SOAP envelope, it tries to see like what is the operation this particular web service call is intending to do. So in this case, we have only one operation, that is addition. So it tries to get this information from something called a SOAP action. You have a field called SOAP action in the HTTP input header. So it's going to see what is the SOAP action. The SOAP action in this case will be addition. So it will try to send the message to this particular label, which is handling the addition request. And then after the message comes out of this label, it's going to encounter this output subflow output node, and subflow output node again it enters the main flow through the terminal specific to that particular output node. So this is the terminal specific to the output node, that's the request add. This is the terminal specific to the failure, that is here. So if it encounters a failure in the subflow, the message comes out of this failure terminal. If it encounters like if it successfully extracts the SOAP envelope and sends it through the appropriate label, that is this, then it will come out from this terminal. Okay, if you see, it's same request add is the terminal. Okay, and then subsequently what is that needs to be done for the message, like for we got input parameters 2 integers, then what we have to do, what is the logic that we have to implement? We have to add the 2 numbers and send the resultant as a response. So that logic you have to write because as I told you, like this WSDL is just going to give the like service definition or the interface, then the implementation has to be done by us. So how do we do the implementation? You need to have a transformation node here. So we'll make use of compute node. You can also make use of a Java compute node, but I am making use of a compute node here. Just connect the request add terminal and connect the out of the compute node to the SOAP reply. So just quickly I will write the code. I'll just go with call copy entire message. So before writing the code, I just want to I can run the message flow as it is without writing the code, and I will show you what are the different parts of the message when it is processed as a SOAP message through this message flow. What are the different parts I will show you, and then I will write the code and complete the web service. Deploy the application. So in order to make use of the SOAP UI as a tool and access this web service, I am having the SOAP UI here installed already. SOAP UI is installed. So what I need the inline XSD and the WSDL file. For some reason it's not copying. Yeah, copy, and then place it in a folder addition web service is a folder. Try to paste it in this particular folder, and then by making use of SOAP UI, I try to create a SOAP project, and I have to browse to the location where the WSDL file is. I have to browse to the location directory which I have just now created on the desktop. Addition web service, and then select the WSDL, open. Okay, now you have addition request. So just check whether this particular debugger is running. Yes, debugger is set to run, and then shoot a request. So integer A, let me give integer A as 11, integer B as 26, and then this request. You can see message flow container, select the application, and here you can see message. In a message you have properties HTTP input header and SOAP. So in the HTTP input header you have SOAP action. SOAP action is saying addition. Okay, and then so this is not the appropriate place which is going to check. Sorry if I have told any mistake. So this is not the place where the subflow is going to decide to which particular label the message has to be routed. This is not the position. It would be contained here in the local environment. It's a SOAP input transport HTTP. Sorry, no. So local environment destination SOAP. I'm sorry for that. Destination router list destination data label name. So what does this label name says? Addition. So depending upon that, the message would be routed to the appropriate label. Okay. So right now what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to consider this scene. It's like you have to remember local environment. In this case, it's input local environment. Input local environment dot destination dot router list dot destination data dot label name. So for you're not able to remember that, just write it down. So it's input local environment dot destination dot router list dot destination data dot label name. So here you get the appropriate action or operation. So I'm just trying to keep it for my coding purpose. So next, okay, there would be a timeout because I think the 180 seconds have crossed. This error is related to that because I was trying to explain you and 180 seconds have crossed already. So that's why there would be a client timeout. Okay, so now let's start coding. So you have to declare a namespace variable. In this case, I will give the variable name as sp1. sp1 is the namespace variable. Namespace. And what is the namespace? You have to give the target namespace as the namespace. See here, the target namespace is this. Okay, so you will also have this information here. You can go to any of the XSD. You can go to this XSD, and then you can see the target namespace. You copy this target namespace, and then try to apply that in your code. Okay, and then another statement is set output to dot xmlns dot xml dot declaration. If I'm not wrong, I just want to check the syntax because I might be wrong. So XML dot declaration type. It's not found. So I'm just trying to give a declaration for my namespace that I'm trying to use. So it would be, if I'm not wrong, just give me a second. I'm trying to stop share. Just give me a second. Okay, so I got it. Okay, sorry for that interruption. So it's just, this is a code, some LNS, and then the prefix. So you can find the prefix is CAL. You just need to add that CAL. For that, this particular prefix is meant for the output. The output is the output function. The output operation is add C, if I'm not wrong. Sorry. It's add C is the function. And then you have to give the value, the namespace. Then write the code set output root dot xmlns dot add C dot sp1 colon int a, sorry, int. So add C is not the, no, add C is not the operate request. It's like response. What is the definition? What does the definition say? I'm sorry. What does the definition say? Let's see. The definition say what is the type? res add. This is the response. Res add. Add again. Res add dot sp1, and then what is the add c. Add c. Let me check whether c is capital. Yes, c is capital. Is equal to input root dot xml_nsc dot sp1 colon request add dot sp1 colon int a plus the same code with just int b. Okay, that's it. So this is a simple code. Save it and then try to deploy. Let's try to run this message flow. So it's passing through the subflow, entering into the compute node scope. You have defined the namespace. See, the response is 37. So 11 plus 26 is 37. So this is the response that you see. So hope you understood how to create, how to expose a SOAP-based web service from IIB's perspective. So please do subscribe to my videos, do subscribe to my channels, and comment if you have any doubts. Please comment below this particular video, and I will try to respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching the video. Please do share the video.